y'all. So I am going to try to keep this video as short as possible, but I just wanted to encourage somebody out there. I know
this is a coronavirus.
What? Did you say coronavirus?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wanted to give you guys 5 points to remember as a minister's wife, a pastor's wife, a man of God in leadership wife. So the first point is you should have already done this before you got married, but find yourself. I cannot stress that enough. It is so easy when you're married to a man in power, a man that is highly respected. And this doesn't even have to just be for a minister or a pastor. Can you not pull on my weave? But this doesn't have to be, someone that's married to, like a minister or a pastor. Oh my God, he gonna pull off my wig. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But also someone who is married to like a CEO or like a true boss, like a man that's like a true boss. But yeah, you need to already know before you get in covenant with someone things that you love, things that you like to do. Already have your life together before you marry someone else, because it's so easy to just get lost in what they're doing. And sometimes that can lead to, well, it could lead to a lot of different things, but the spirit of depression. You can find yourself depressed. You can find yourself actually jealous of your husband because of all because of all of the attention that he's getting. And oh my God, Monchi, you are like he's like it's been almost a whole day and he has not loved me like this all day. He's only doing this because I'm recording. What are you doing? Anyway, but yes, just knowing yourself, already having yourself established will definitely go a very long way. Tip number 2. So the second one I want to let you guys know is to read your word, stay in your word, and pray for him. I know the Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor with the Lord. Yes, he obtained favor when he got with us. Hello. But anyway, you have to pray for him and you have to be in your word. Okay? Because there's one thing about being married to a minister or, a well-known evangelist or a pastor, apostle. It's one thing to be married to them, but there's another thing to be married to them and not understand or be able to discern the season that you guys are in. I cannot stress that enough either. I pray for my husband day and night. I pray for him whenever he goes out. The call on his life is so strong that whatever he does affects us. And I always want to make sure that we're covered in prayer. So, and I know he covers us in prayer as well, as they should. But just making sure that, I pray for him and, he knows that I pray for him. He'll tell everybody, with the quicks, like I've seen my wife wake up in the middle of the night and pray for me, lay hands on me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, yes, we got to pray for our man, okay? We got to pray for him. All right? Read your word. Know your word. Study your word. Tip number 3. Okay, so this one is very important. So I know a lot of times women hear the word submissive and they're like, oh my God, submissive. No, I'm not weak. I'm a strong, independent Black woman. I don't need no man. No. Okay. Submissive does not mean you're weak. Submissive does not mean you're weak. Okay. And I say that because you need to be his safe space. So that's my third point, is be his safe space. He needs to be able to rely on you to come back home and not be stressed out. He needs to be able to trust you with his feelings, trust your discernment, trust your decision-making skills. He needs to be able to trust you. You have to be his safe space. He goes out and he's saving the world, and then he comes back home and then you're stressing him out. Like, no. Submissive does not mean weak. Submissive means, you know what, babe, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. You may not always agree with him when he says stuff in the very beginning, but talk to God. Talk to God. Hear him out. Just listen to him. Don't always be quick with rebuttals and don't always get easily offended. And if he does offend you, hopefully that'll make something change, But yes, be his safe space and It is okay to be submissive, y'all. It's okay to be submissive. Submissive does not mean, oh my God, no, I'm going to do everything you tell me to do. No. And first of all, if you got a good man, he's not going to lord over you and try to control you. But that's another video. Anyway, yes, being submissive does not mean weak, y'all. All right, tip number 4. Okay, so this is very important. You have to remember that he is your pastor too. Yes. So he's leading you as a husband, and he's leading your family if you have children, but he's also your pastor. So I think it's really important for us to learn how to differentiate the two, because sometimes when we, how you ever heard of like mixing business with pleasure? Like, it's kind of on the same concept, but a little bit more dangerous because there's like spirits involved and, things that sometimes can get confusing. But basically, oh gosh, Munchie's coming in. What does he have? Sugar! Do you have he has a lightsaber. Show everybody? Yeah. A lightsaber, y'all. This is what my man of God just went out and bought. That's mine. You gotta have fun. But anyway. But yes, he is your pastor too. And one thing that I've learned, just being married to my husband just in this short period of time so far, is I have to share him. And sometimes it may not always seem ideal because he may be in a situation where he's with another woman. But one thing I can always say is my husband always has called me on the phone and just left me on the phone whenever he's like driving a woman home, or, whatever the case may be. He's a youth pastor. He's a youth pastor, so there's plenty of times where he's like driving his youth kids home, sometimes late, after they're like, having like club or whatever. He's a Young Life leader. Shout out to Young Life. But, there's plenty of times where he could be in what others would see as a very compromising situation. But he's always very wise, and I definitely commend him for that. But you will often have to share your husband. And that's not just, with him like being in the same room, but he may get phone calls from other people at very inopportune times. You guys may be trying to have a like movie night or something, and then he gets a phone call, and this lady or man is going through a crisis moment, and they're about to jump off a roof. Well, guess who's gonna go? You're gonna have to share him with people. And I believe in balance, and my husband does a great job at balancing out the time that he spends saving everyone else, and then the time that he actually spends with his family. He can't save everyone, but he has a very good balance of doing the both, balancing the two. And I know I can trust him when he's on assignment. And ministry doesn't stop. Ministry is a lifestyle. So that's one thing that I knew before we even got married, is this is life. Ministry is life. Okay. So yes, he is a pastor, your pastor too. And then also you're probably going to have to share him sometimes, sis. Yeah. Number 5, this is the last one. Okay. This is the most important tip. It is okay to not get it right all the time. Seriously, don't beat yourself up. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. You're not going to get it right all the time. I, took this quote from my best friend. Shout out to Melanie Barnes. But I took this quote from my best friend. She said, when you are in a marriage, you're kind of like you're like earning your degree in your spouse. So you may get like your diploma on him, your high school diploma on him. You mastered some things, and then you go to the next level, you get your associate's degree. You go to the next level, you get your bachelor's. You go to the next level, you get your master's. Like, you are consistently learning things about your spouse. And honestly, I would question if you feel like you've learned everything there is to know about them and you're master at it, because life doesn't stop. People don't stop growing. And if you've stopped growing, you're dying. But that also is another video. So yes, you're not going to get it right all the time. And it is okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. He shouldn't be beating you up about it. Just continue to work. Marriage is work. And I think a lot of people who rush into marriage, who, don't really fully understand their spouse, and they just like, oh yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing. I've always wanted to be married, without actually knowing what marriage truly is. You're setting yourself up for failure. Can't talk today. But anyway, Yes, it's okay to not get it right, y'all. It's okay. Sis, it's okay. All right. I just pray that this helped y'all. So let's go back over the list. So the first one was find yourself. You should do that already before you get married. But anyway, find yourself, things you like to do. It's okay to like different things once you're married than you did before you were married. But just know yourself, okay? Who are you? Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, who are you? Seriously, look at yourself in your eyes. Who are you? Okay, second thing, read your word, stay in your word, and pray for him, okay? Pray for him. If you don't know the word, how can you understand a man who operates off of the Bible every single day? Impossible? Probably. Okay, number 3, be his safe space. And being submissive does not mean weak. Y'all, we can be submissive but still be bossed up. Like, you can be married to a man of power, but also be a woman of power. Being submissive does not mean I'm a stay-at-home mom, or and nothing wrong with stay-at-home moms. I've been a stay-at-home mom before too. Okay, it's harder than actually going out. But anyway, but you can have your own business and be bossing up and making moves and money moves and doing what you got to do while still taking care of the home, the kids, everything. Yes, you can still do that while also being submissive. I see you, bae. I see you. Okay, number 4, he's your pastor too, and sometimes you're gonna have to share him. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is he's your pastor. How would you treat a regular pastor that you weren't married to? Would you listen to them? Would you take in their wisdom? Would you respect them? Do that. Don't just think your husband is coming for you. Did he just say I need to? No, sis, he ain't coming for you. Okay, and then tip number 5 is it's okay to not always get it right. Sis, we graduating out here, okay? We get a whole lot of degrees on our man, okay? We're getting a whole lot of degrees, okay? And the last thing I wanted to show you is my husband and I have wedding bands, but they're tattoos. And the tattoo represents Ecclesiastes 4:12. And it says, and though one can overpower him who is alone, 2 can resist him. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And the 3 strands represents the Father, which is God, and then me and him. So with us 3 working together at all times, who gonna stop us? But yes, I hope you guys were blessed by that video, and I will see you here next time. Bye.